What's good, folks? It's your boy Isaac, aka Polo, aka Young Polo, and back with another edition of Polo Talk Sports. I'm trying to get in my bag and pump out a bunch of these videos, so let's just get going. So, this is going to be my NBA all time top 10 list, and this is just going to be answering the question that was pretty popular in the media a little bit earlier in this summer, after the Warriors won their championship. I think it was their fourth in 7 years. People were saying, Steph, he got that finals MVP. He got the back-to-back MVPs, 4 rings now. Is he in the top 10 conversation? Is Steph Curry top 10? What they going to say now? What they going to say now? And I'll tell you what they're gonna say. They're gonna say that he can be in some people's top 10, but objectively he's not a top 10 player of all time yet. And I actually give him a lot of respect and put him in that 11th spot. I literally have him 11th of all time. I just made my top 10 list. I tried to see if I can include Curry in there. I was comparing all of the numbers, not just the big ones with the 4 rings, the 2 MVPs. There's a lot more, statistics that measure, success in basketball. And I just couldn't put him in my top 10. But, if you think you can come up with an argument to put Steph over one of these 10 players I have ahead of him, then, let me know some. So, number 1. Let's start from 1, go back down to 10. So obviously, my GOAT is a little bit different than everyone else's GOAT. My top 5 is undisputable, but the list can get jumbled around. But number 1, I just got Kobe Bryant. 18-time All-Star. He's 5 rings. Obviously, he has only 1 MVP, which is the big question. How can Kobe be the GOAT with 1 MVP? He was robbed. He was robbed of multiple MVPs from Steve Nash, Nowitzki. Even some of Tim Duncan's MVPs, could questionably have gone to Kobe Bryant. And next, he got 2 Finals MVPs. And if back in one of my first videos, I compared Kobe and Jordan. My big argument for Kobe over Jordan is just, what's it called? Amount of difficulty. Degree of difficulty in winning the finals. I think Kobe's finals, back-to-back finals in 09, 2010, I think he was by far the only superstar, the only real star player at all in those Lakers teams. He went to 3 finals in a row from 08, 9 to 2010, obviously winning 2 of them and, beating the Big 3 Celtics, which was a huge super team, the first of this modern era that nobody wants to talk about just because they didn't have, the most success, but they were a super team, and Kobe was able to beat them damn near by himself. To continue, 15-time All-NBA, 12-time All-Defense. And those are important numbers, the 15-time All-NBA, 12-time All-Defense, and the 18-time All-Stars. Pay attention. Kobe's the GOAT. Let's move on. Number 2, we got Michael Jordan. Most people's GOAT. Obviously, 6 rings, 6 Finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 10-time scoring champion, 14-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA. So if you remember, Kobe was an 18-time All-Star to Jordan's 14, 11-time All-NBA. Or vice versa. Jordan was a 14-time All-Star to Kobe's 18, 11-time All-NBA to Kobe's 15-time All-NBA, and what's the All-Defense? 9-time All-Defense to Kobe's 12-time All-Defense. So, in stats where you have to prove you're the best at a particular thing every single year, year in, year out, Kobe just has more of those than Jordan. And there's such similar players with such similar accomplishments. I just give Kobe the edge for, those degree of difficulty in championships. And some of these stats, he actually does have more of than Jordan, which is, surprising to most people, but they just don't care to look at the numbers. Next, we got LeBron James in the 3rd spot. 18-time All-Star, 4 rings, 4 Finals MVPs, 4 regular season MVPs, 6-time All-Defense, 18-time All-NBA. So 18-time All-NBA, that's even more than Michael and Kobe had with 15 and 12. And what else does LeBron have? He has the 6-time All-Defense, which obviously significantly lower than Jordan's 9 or Kobe's 12. And, the 4 MVPs and the 4 Finals MVPs. But we all know, that Heat team was a pretty historically great team. and as well as the Cavs in 2016, which they did overcome and beat the Warriors, which is another historically great team, which is probably LeBron's best claim to fame, but just not as dominant enough for as long a period of time on the defensive end was the major thing, and obviously all the choke jobs that he's had just kind of put him a little lower on the list. I think some of the finals, the 2011 one to be specific, versus the Mavs, and also obviously the 2015 one, he just had those on a silver platter and he wasn't able to deliver. And that's the reason why I can't have him above Kobe or Jordan, but he does have a compelling case. Next up, we got Magic Johnson. Obviously, 12-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA, 3 MVPs, 5 rings, 3 Finals MVPs, 4 assist titles, 2 steals titles. Magic Johnson, the numbers speak for himself. Obviously, the best point guard of all time. Rookie year, came into the league. Rookie of the year, finals MVP as a rookie. It's just ridiculous. Obviously, what puts him back, and obviously the next name after this is Kareem. What puts him and Kareem back is just the fact that they played with each other, and obviously Kareem without Magic was also played with Oscar Robertson, which is another top 20 to 25 at least player, which is pretty historically great, and he only won his championships with them, which is why Kareem isn't higher up on this list. But if you look at the numbers specifically, let's go down to number 5. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 19-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champion, 4-time block champion, 6 MVPs, 2 Finals MVPs, 6 championships, 15-time All-NBA, 11-time All-Defense, Rookie of the Year, a rebounding championship. So Kareem really got all the numbers. The only thing is, just like I said, he only won with Magic and Oscar Robertson, which is 2 of the top 5. I'll give top 6, 7 point guards on anyone's list. Obviously Magic being 1, Oscar Robinson being arguably top 5, could be fringe on the outside like 6 or 7. So that's the story around Kareem's ranking. Next up, we got Shaquille O'Neal, and everyone's gonna say, how you have Shaq over Kobe? Shaq got Kobe 3 of his rings, but look at the other rings. Shaq got it with Dwayne Wade. Who did Kobe get him with? 2, by the way, and 3 trips to the finals with Paul Gasol, which is, no knock on Paul Gasol, but come on. Like, all these other players on this list, including Steph, for all their championships, had players, at least one player on their team better than Paul Gasol. And, that's kind of the basis of my argument for why Kobe's the GOAT and everyone else is, on this list. And let's just continue. So Shaq, obviously you heard me, 15-time All-Star, 14-time All-NBA, 4 rings, 3 Finals MVP, 3-time All-Defense, 1 MVP, 2 scoring championships, and Rookie of the Year. So obviously he had the 3 MVPs where he had Kobe alongside of him. So he had a certified Robin for all those MVPs. Kind of why, that list was pushed back. And if you look at the numbers, Shaq was going crazy, like 30 and 15 and 3 during those finals, but Kobe was averaging damn near like 30, 27, 25, and 5 and 6 in the rebounds and assists category around there, and he was averaging damn near 30 for all those finals runs too. So that helps a little bit, right? And let's move on. Next up, we got Larry Legend, Larry Bird himself. He's a 12-time All-Star, 3 rings, 2 Finals MVPs, 3 regular season MVPs, 3-time All-Defense, and Rookie of the Year. Obviously those stats aren't crazy, but he lived in an era where him and Magic were just the best. They were just the best players for like a period of damn near like 10 years. It was Lakers Celtics. The Pistons tried to get involved and did later on and things like that. But they really dominated their eras, and because the reason Larry didn't win so much is because of Magic, and that's it, point blank, period. If it wasn't for one or the other, if they both lived in different eras, then they might have higher a higher case for the GOAT, higher chance of being the GOAT, whatever you want to say. But obviously they kind of took away from each other's greatness, but at the same time they elevated the level of competition in the league. And next up after Larry Legend, we got Bill Russell. And by the way, for all you Steph Curry fans that are waiting for me to say something blasphemous, just go ahead and listen to the names I'm listing off, listen to the accomplishments and accolades, and then tell me where Steph fits in here. Tell me who he's better than on this list. Next up, we got Bill Russell, 12-time All-Star, 5 MVPs, 11-time All-NBA, 11 championship rings, 4-time rebounding champion, 1-time All-Defensive. Like, come on, what are we really talking about? Mr. Russell himself, Bill with the will to win. Stop playing with him. You feel me? He's one of the best players of all time. He was a player coach winning championships. Like, it was really different. There's different levels. Next up, we got Wilt Chamberlain. Now, here's where you could start to entertain a little argument. Wilt Chamberlain, 13-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA, 7-time scoring champion, 11-time rebounding championship, 2 championship rings, 4 regular season MVPs, 2-time All-Defensive, Rookie of the Year, and 1 Finals MVP. You know, obviously we got the 1 Finals MVP like Steph, 2 rings to Steph's 4, but you know the 7 scoring championships, the 11 rebounding championships. What are we really talking about? We talking about the man that's dropping 40 and 20 on a nightly basis, who's winning on and off the court. If you know, you know. One of the real goats at life. You know, Steph Curry is a modern day goat at life, but he was a goat at life back then when it wasn't like, you know, casual. It wasn't regular like that. He was just winning, putting up crazy numbers. You know. Next up, we got number 10, Tim Duncan, and here's where you can have the best argument. Tim Duncan, 15-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA, 15-time All-Defense, 5 championship rings, 3 Finals MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs, and Rookie of the Year. So what are we really talking about? Obviously, Steph Curry wasn't even. Just to continue, so Steph Curry, in comparison to Tim Duncan, obviously, Tim Duncan has 5 rings to Steph's 4, 3 Finals MVPs to Steph's 1, 2 MVPs to Steph's 2. They're tied there, and Steph has the unanimous MVP, and he has, you know, the best shooter of all time title, most 3-pointers of all time. So, you know, that's the thing that has to him. If you want to base the argument around what Steph has that other people in the top 10 don't have, you can have stuff that's only, you know, specific to him and doesn't necessarily equate to winning, although we know in today's game how valuable, you know, the perimeter shot is towards winning basketball games. You could say Steph's the best shooter of all time, so that has to, you know, factor in somewhere. Most 3-pointers, another factor, you know, change the game, which I think the whole change the game thing isn't a factor in of itself. You know, as much as you change the game, if you're not able to dominate that game, you're really just, you know, adding a wrinkle to it. You're not saying, you know, I got to change the game because this is unstoppable. You kind of change the game, and now other teams are just finding more players that are, you know, have a similar skill set to you, which is, you know, has an importance there, but I don't think that gives you a case to be in the top 10. He's number 11. Right after this list, you know, I put Steph next. In that group of 11 to 15, I got Akeem Olajuwon in there, which, you know, he also has a compelling top 10 case. Isaiah Thomas in there, which we know what he did to Jordan in the era in between Jordan, Magic, and Larry. We know what he did. And also KD. KD's right up in there. And, you know, Julius Erving, Dr. J's another one in there. And he's in that 11 to 15 list, but I will acknowledge he's better than everyone else I have in that category. So, you know, he's 11, not top 10.